Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of that Stay Off My Grass podcast. We got your boy Suns fan Randy in the building. We got the Suns versus the Trailblazers. We've been waiting on this. I think we played them in the season like back-to-back times too, like within the first like 10 games or whatever too. So, but anyways, we got the Trailblazers. I feel like for me in the preseason, I feel like this one was a must win. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we play them one more time, or if I'm not mistaken, one more time in the preseason. But I feel like this first one was the meeting where I wanted to win this one. If we lose the next one, all right, it is what it is. But I feel like a lot of Suns fans was watching this, and this one was a must win. I wanted Book to go out there and damn near give him 50. You know what I'm saying? Just all on DA, all DA ISOs, just give him 50. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna break it down. But from what I seen, okay, I seen some good. You know what I'm saying? Bradley Beal didn't play, and it made me feel a little bit like, okay, like what's going on? It said lower back tightness, what even made me feel a little bit more like skeptical, but let's just chalk it up to, hey, maybe he didn't want to play tonight or whatever the case may be, or just say just taking precautions, or if it was a regular season game, he probably would have played today. So, and that's something I want to speak on moving forward or whatever. But yeah, I feel like we look good as a team. We look like in that second quarter, in the second quarter going into halftime, I feel like something that they showed me that was like, okay, cool. I like that we had this in our bag in our arsenal is that like apparently we can be one of those teams to where it's just like we could just flip a switch and go up a dub on your ass just like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not careful. I feel like KD kind of had that in Brooklyn, where it was just like I don't know if you watched a lot of Brooklyn games or not, but if you watched a lot of Brooklyn games, like it would be tight, and in that fourth quarter, all of a sudden KD and Kyrie would cut it on or whatever the case may be, and then they'll just take the lead and just go ahead and run with it. So I like that we can do that as a team to just cut it on, and then all of a sudden, boom, we up 20. You know what I mean? So hopefully that can be a thing like during the season that we can kind of keep in our back pocket or just acquire a skill that we got now. Because I was loving it. I was just like, oh man, like it seemed like we couldn't get no defense right. We couldn't get nothing right, and that was one of my main negative takeaways from the night. I feel like the transition defense was bad. Like just no way to slice it or dice it. Like from both teams, from the first team, the bench, like the transition defense was terrible. You know what I mean? Like I thought Nas Little was going to be at least because I feel like that fifth starter has to be the glue guy. Like you absolutely, if you go whoever it's going to be, whether it's Nas, whether it's Okogie, whether it's Keita Bates, like whoever come in at that fifth spot, you have to be the connector. You have to be the defensive connector. You have to be the one to go for the loose balls. You got to be the one to connect and just be the glue. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've seen a lot of loose balls. I feel like KD could have got that he didn't get. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna chalk it up to the preseason or whatever. Hopefully, that's not like the theme during the season. A lot of loose rebounds. I feel like okay, like that was supposed to be KD rebound, but he didn't go get it or whatever the case may be. And KD, to me, like I'm not gonna lie, he looked a little bit tired. You know what I'm saying? Like towards the end of that first quarter, he looked tired. I feel like he was missing shots that he typically make. They was just looking a little bit flat, and he just looked tired. You know what I'm saying? Like he was trying to get his win. So at the pace that we playing, it's a little bit like okay, like it might be a little bit of adjustment for him. But I feel like going down the line later in the season, like I don't think that this should be a problem. But Book went out there, he was killing them. He shot a little bit too much, went 7 for 15, but he came out and kind of kept us in the game, kind of kept it close. You know what I'm saying? Was out there doing his thing, knocking down threes, knocking down transition threes. It's something that I want to see from Devin Booker is just the dribble pull up threes. You know what I'm saying? Because like I feel like that's the next thing he needs to add in his game. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Devin Booker can score at all three levels, but I feel like something that can kind of keep the defense honest is if he can actually like just come down the court, dribble, and pull up and knock down a three consistently. I feel like that'll really, 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 really fuck him up. You know what I mean? So I like to see that. Nurk definitely won the battle between DA tonight, battle of the bigs tonight, because he finished with what 17, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, a block. You know what I'm saying? He was out there doing his thing, and that's what I needed to see. I was just like, if anything tonight, like if we lose this motherfucker, if they ended up coming back, I'm doing this during the fourth quarter. Like if they come back and they win this game, whatever the case may be, as long as Nurk win the matchup, make it look like we won the trade. Just make it look like just for even if it's just for the night, just make it look just for the night that we won the trade. So it definitely went like that. DA finished with what? Five. I think he finished with 5 points or like he finished with 7 and 6 rebounds and 3 assists or whatever, 2 turnovers. And so, but it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. Like not no part of it looked good. So I feel like that's your problem now. We ain't got to worry about none of that, whatever. Because I feel like it was very interesting watching it from the Trailblazers, like, or from the Sun, from like the opposing side. Because it's just like, okay, like he was doing all of that, and he still wasn't getting touches. You know what I mean? Like now he has no reason on why he can't get touches. Like who? Like I feel like he's better than right now. Currently, I feel like most of the starters. You know what I'm saying? If not all of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why is he not getting like the touch? He only shot the ball 6 times or whatever the case may be. Like, yeah, like it was just interesting to see, like, to see if he start that over there too. But enough about them. Like I said, Nurse finished with 17-8, and he won that matchup, and that's all I asked. I think Frank Vogel threw Nas a bone. It was just like, all right, you can start tonight against your former team, whatever. And I feel like this is something I want to say too. Like, I feel like Nas, Keita Bates, I feel like Watanabe at times, but not as much. But I feel like they look lost. You know what I'm saying? They look lost. They look like they don't know what they're doing, especially Keita Bates. Like, he just looked like he don't know what to do, where to go, how to be, or whatever. I'm rooting for him because I feel like if he can pull it together, he can be the best one out of, you know what I'm saying, just for that, what we need. But it just seemed like every time I see him, and they don't really throw him with the starters too much, but it just seemed like every time he out there, like, he just don't know what he doing. But it's so crazy because it's just like, I feel like he played better in that second game when he was more on the ball. Like, if that makes sense. Like, when he had the ball more in his hands, he looked like, okay, like, I know what I'm doing. Like, yesterday he looked a little bit better, but today it was just another like, he just looked like he was just out of place, just uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Yuta, I feel like I said, I feel like that second unit, I feel like he was doing his thing, knocking down some threes, and you know what I'm saying, doing that thing. But one thing I did see that I noticed, I feel like Jordan Goodwin came in, he balled, he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like the way that Jordan Goodwin ran the offense opposed to Keon Johnson and Saban Lee for sure, 100%. Like, just the way how he ran the offense and how it just looked more cohesive. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like it looked like everything was broken down when Saban Lee, like, for whatever reason, like when he run the point, it seemed like they just free for all. And it seemed like when Jordan Goodwin, it was actually like they got a good look at the basket. They knew what they was doing. They made like it looked more polished, if that makes sense. So I definitely like seeing that. He was real aggressive and had a good game today. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Met 2 can kind of get into that fifth starter spot too, or that backup um spot, or that backup 5 spot, or that backup 4 spot. But listen, I feel like if I'm watching this and I'm Keita Bates or whatever, I feel like the main thing that's missing from the starters from what I seen tonight, and I feel like in that fifth spot is going to be that physicality, like that physicality in that defensive, like I said, that defensive glue. But it's more of that physicality because I feel like for whatever strange reason we was blitzing the point guard, and whoever was coming over to tag or whoever was coming over on help side, I feel like they wasn't physical enough in like stopping the ball, or because I feel like Da, he got it and got a couple easy free ones. And then, like, I just feel like we wasn't physical enough in that first half. It seemed like in that first quarter, like the only person that actually came to play defense was D Book, surprisingly. But I feel like in that second half, or that second quarter, I'm sorry, like everybody kind of tightened up and it got a little bit more physical. But I feel like that physicality is going to be like, should be our main thing moving forward. But yeah, but today we look good, man. No big complaints, nothing too crazy tonight, man. So, but one thing I will say before I get out of here, and speaking on like the Bradley Beal, I feel like something that scares me about this team is the identity and the culture of this team. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like now, since Devin Booker is the only person here that's left from whatever when we was winning 64 games, when we was doing all of that, like Devin Booker's the only person that's left. I feel like it's up to him to kind of instill the Phoenix Sun culture and like how we do stuff and how we not do stuff. Like, he has to be that leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, I understand Bradley Beal was hurt or whatever. Not saying that he should play through injuries or whatever the case may be, but I just feel like I said, I feel like it's up to Devin Booker to kind of instill that, like, okay, like that leadership, and like, this is how we do it. This is how we, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how we do things around here. So, but yeah, outside of that, man, it was a good game. We hopefully whooping their ass. So until next time, peace.